ClowdyWorld, and today we're gonna have a really serious heart-to-heart conversation. No stats, just convos, and we're gonna break down that Bobby Shmurda genuinely let a lot of people down when he came out. So when Bobby Shmurda was in jail, it was a good 5 to 6 years. Now the hype for Bobby Shmurda was immeasurable. I'm talking about every single year it counted down. It just got heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. It felt like when he was about to come out, it just felt like the entire world was gonna stop. And as time and time got closer and closer, it felt like it was gonna be a reality. Now everyone knows the story of Bobby Shmurda catching a body about a week ago, and instead of snitching on his best friend and one of his closest homies in Roddy Rebel, like, comment, subscribe for that mess up right there. Instead of snitching, he held it down for an additional 2 years and took that 6-year dump in the pen. Now everyone who was a real one to a fake one, to a politician, to a gangster, to a high school student, to just anybody, everybody said that was real. Everybody and their mother said it was real, basically saying that, yeah, this man went through whatever he went through, but we gotta respect the real doing real things, and gotta respect that he stood down with his homies and didn't snitch. Everyone respected that, man. And honestly, we thought that when he came out, he'd have music on music that he was writing, holding on to, and waiting for us to get hits. Because honestly, right before he went in, he was dropping banger after banger. It's Bobby, I'm about to catch a body. Bro. People don't understand how impactful and talented and just how much grind and fire was in that man, Bobby Shmurda, before he went in pen. And honestly, man, I know a lot of us can speculate and would probably get the similar idea of what potentially went down in the pen with him, but we all have to admit that when Bobby Shmurda came out of jail, he just felt different. Now, at first, I'll explain it like this. Bobby came out bulky, man. Respect, bro. He came out built. Bro came out like he had just been working in himself, like he was just lifting weights and writing music. I gotta respect that this man just locked in and popped out like he never left. I gotta respect that. He let himself be locked in and, focused and did what he had to do. But we gotta talk about some of the mannerisms and, many people feeling, allegedly, with their own words, not mine, I don't want to get canceled, he just came back a little bit more flamboyant. Now, acting a certain way to me is kind of ignorant. That don't really make no sense of describing that type of stuff. But to me, I will say that Bobby Shmurda came back a little bit of a different man, you get me? And I feel like for a lot of his audience and the rap industry as a whole, maybe it was not ready for an artist that seemed like they were dealing with that type of conversation with themselves, and we're making music that was inspired and figured out to be Bobby figuring himself out and trying to be himself. But let's also keep it a buck and say that the music he was dropping was trash, garbanzo beans. I'm sorry, bro. The songs that he was dropping and waiting and trying to put out, these songs were terrible, bro. Now when Roddy Rebel came out, people thought that he was going to be the young Nudie, the 21 Savage, that he would have his own things buzzing, but he would still kind of be that Robin to the Batman. Bro came out with some of the big hitters and was dropping bangers, bro. It felt like Roddy was on his own time and like, yeah, that's my man's, but that's it. Like, it felt like, bro, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And honestly, I had to be appreciative, man. Respect to this man, Bobby, bro, because for someone to come out of jail and try to get back into what they were doing with life like nothing happened, I have to respect that. I don't know how many people could ever do 6 years in a federal prison, man. Let's respect that man, Bobby Shmurda, for what he went through, and give him that love and respect that anyone who went through something so serious should be given. But this is real life, man, and let's also talk about you having a career and a job in media, and so we have a right to express and criticize it in media. It's how it goes, bro. So looking at how things continue to go with Bobby Shmurda, it felt like every time he would drop a song, he would get a lot of negative social media reaction. A lot of people that just hated Bobby for the ideas they had of what he might be. Even if he never came out and said anything, it seemed like people were just hating on him and hating on everything he represented just because. And I didn't really like to see that, man. Seeing someone who had a lot of love and a lot of unconditional respect for what he did for his homie kind of get turned on in this way gave me real Boondock Stugnificent vibes, and it made me feel like it didn't respect him, man. They didn't respect my boy Gangstalicious. Now, respect again, I know I'm making fun of it, but I'm just bringing a little bit of lightheartedness to it, because it is sad when you see an artist who had so much buzz, so much impact, and so much to really give and put back into the music industry kind of get chewed up and spit out by, you know, the prison industrial complex, and kind of seeing that he may have had a lot of scars that he was still dealing with, and maybe he wasn't ready to just jump back into the music industry just yet. But I still will respect, and I have to critique him on what he did drop in that time. That's just how the media go, man. It's life. And he just wasn't dropping good music. It felt like everything he did felt forced. It felt like it didn't even want to be what Bobby himself dropped. It seemed as if Bobby was just a shell of his former self. Like he just was figuring things out, but didn't really know what to do and just felt lost. His music didn't feel as authentic anymore, and it felt as if he was just faking a narrative of himself just so that his fans would be able to eat the content. Now, to me, I always feel bad when I see artists and creatives not be able to be them true, genuine selves, especially because we're in an era in a world where, bro, do what you gonna do, dog. I'm just trying to make my bread and live my life. I can't hate on anybody living their life, man. We too big for that. We in a grown world. But at the same time, I can feel for somebody that, you know, they going through their own life and can't live their own truth. Because to me, I'm just a youngin' trying to chase this cheese. But other people may have more complex issues of their self-reality and their self-actualization. They may have to, you know, deal with and question things about themselves that many of us will never even question. So again, it's no hate on that man Bobby Shmurda for figuring himself out and going through his own demons and struggles. But I will hate on him for making some trash music and for making me as a fan wait 6 years for that garbanzo freestyle from On The Block. Honestly, I hope that Bobby Shmurda figures things out and kind of is able to not only make a comeback, but develop and grow in some sort of way, because it feels as if he doesn't even know what he wants to be sometimes. And as someone who appreciates the artistry and the creation in music, not knowing who you are is only selling yourself short to your fan base and to yourself as a whole. I feel like as an artist, you have to really understand what you yourself do, what you put out, and what, you know, you're trying to do. Because what you try to do will always be what you end up doing. What you believe in will always be what you can achieve. And if you can't believe in what you can achieve, there's no point in even doing it. Again, I feel like Bobby Shmurda is one of those artists that's in a really unique position. They had the world in their hands and could have came back like nothing left. But in all honesty, due to the scars that he dealt with, maybe he wasn't even ready to hold that world in his own hands. And maybe we were wrong to put all that weight in his own in the first place. ClowdyWorld, and let me know what y'all thoughts are about Bobby Shmurda. Let me know what y'all think about him, man. Let me know how y'all feel about when he came out of prison and all this whole thing overall, bro. Just break it down to me. Let me know y'all thoughts. And ClowdyWorld, and we are gone.